Welcome back to the second half here at Lumpkin Stadium. Lions leading 42-34. Rams about to kick off. Matt, what do you think was the message from Coach Hudgens to this Lions defense after giving up 34 points in the first half?
You have to get back to the discipline and basics. I know I sound like a broken record, but the truth doesn't change. And so Jared Hudgens, I know he's imperatively, he wants to keep that defense chomping at the bit and aggressive, and they have to come out the first time on defense and cause a 3-and-out.
I like that. The truth doesn't change. You know, make your tackles. That's all that matters. Northey, no, it's not Northey. It's Gilly. He picks up the ball. He's going to fake the pitch to Northey and get shoved down. I believe that's number 33. I think that's Jordan Purnell. Gets the push down at the 11-yard line. So SAGU's going to get some of their worst field position of the game. They did start at the 3-yard line one time. You know, quick first half recap. It was a lot of scoring, yep. So there's almost too much to go over it all. The Rams did strike first to go up 7-0. The Lions came right back. Rams came right back. Lions came right back. That was pretty much the first half right there, and the Lions do lead by 8. The margin is a 46-yard touchdown pass to Taurus Hill at the moment. CJ 5 men wide. He has plenty of time to throw and is just going to toss it underneath to Jeremy Carr. Carr and CJ, that's what you want to see. It really is, with these two seniors just putting on a show.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Number 30 of the defense. 15 yards, automatic first down. And
15 extra yards for the Lions at the end of that one. This is a big drive for the Rams because you're down a score. You don't want to go down 2.
Definitely not. And right here you see they're in a man defense. They've been staying in this man defense all game. And that senior connection between Jeremy Carr and C.J. Collins is making itself known today.
We said it a couple of games ago. We're waiting for C.J. to become a senior, become the senior leader on this team. He really did that first home game, and he has just upped the ante every single week. Handoff up the middle. That's going to be Stephon Free picking up a quick 4 yards, and that's the way this game is right now. 4 yards feels like a win for the defense.
Yeah, because they've been a lot of busted coverages and big plays all over the field, and that was actually a good creative play call by Coach Ryan Smith. Draw a motion to get the defense off balance and then run it right up the gut.
5 men wide for CJ again, 2 stacked up top. Now Free goes in motion, and it's just that little pitch to Free again. He's got a lane. He's got down to the 45-yard line, 40. He's got a blocker up front and just unable to clear that little lane to the sideline. Otherwise, he was gone. We've seen that play a number of times. It just keeps working.
It keeps working. They butter him up. Last play running up the middle, then they run it right off tackle to the outside, attacking this defense early. Right here you see Stephon Free. He has a big hole, great block up front by the offensive line, and then from there, Stephon Free is a very quick back, and once he's in the open field.
He got an assist from a Ram there, too. Took out his own player. Wesleyan shows pressure. They bring it. Doesn't matter. It's Bledsoe this time. Fighting down to the 20-yard line. Another first down for the Lions. Move those chains again.
And he says, Stephon Free, you got your yards, I'm going to get mine. He just runs north and south. He knows he has a yard, and he puts the head down and gets the first down.
I mean, it's hard to think of a player on offense for the Lions right now who's not having a good game.
Yes.
CJ fakes the handoff, goes back to throw, open over the middle. Jeremy Carr down to the 10-yard line.
There's a flag on the field. Seems to be roughing the passer again if I know what I'm talking about.
2 flags are on the quarterback would definitely seem to indicate that. And, yep, it's going to be late and around the ankles.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, contact below the quarterback's knees, number 30 of the defense. Half the distance goal, automatic first down.
A little too late and a little too low, and added up, that's half the distance to the goal. First and goal for the Lions. As, I mean, it's like nothing's changed so far.
They got right back on the horse, back in the saddle, and I'm actually here just be ready to see that pivot route of Brian Dawson on the outside.
CJ in pistol. Fakes the handoff to Bledsoe. Oh, and just can't connect with Carr. Dotson was in the back of the end zone. It cleared the room for Carr, but just unable to connect. First time we've been able to say that today, almost.
Yeah, because they were in man once again, and CJ trying to attack Jordan Purnell, the defensive linebacker for the Rams, who's been picking on all evening. And Jeremy Carr almost brings that one-handed catch in.
2nd and goal from the 6. Same setup, 4-man out. CJ in pistol formation with Bledsoe in the backfield. This time it's a pitch to Bledsoe, and he's going to get dropped for a loss of 2. Just met a host of yellow jerseys.
I think it was a good play call. However, the offensive line wasn't able to get a push here, and that defensive line just had a lot of penetration and was able to get Michael Bledsoe right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you haven't been able to say it much today that either defensive side has been able to win their assignments. They won them that time, though. Brings up 3rd and goal at the 8. 3-man at the bottom of your screen. Bledsoe sets up to CJ's right. CJ drops back. He's going to throw it over to no one.
Seemed to be a miscommunication on the routes between the 3 receivers and the trip set down to the bottom of your screen.
So for the first time, Rams bend, don't break. They get down to the 8-yard line, but don't give up anything. Or 6-yard line, throw them for a loss of 2, don't give anything up. So now it's going to be Talong Hamung coming out for his first field goal attempt of the day to try to make this a 2-score ball game, give the Lions an 11-point lead.
If you're Talong Hamung, you definitely wanted to make this to get some kind of redemption from last week's game.
And yeah, this is big. You want to create a little separation as well.
Yes.
25-yard field goal. Snap holding good. Kick is up, and it is through and good. So the Lions come out and start the second half deep at their own field. Start off at their own 11-yard line, march down to the Rams 8, and put 3 points up on the board. It's 45-34 with 12:35 left in the second half. Not quite the start we had at the first half where we had 21 points scored in the first 2.5 minutes, but it's weird to say a ball control drive that didn't even last 2.5 minutes, but that's as long as it's taken.
As long as you're going to get.
Final score update. Mid-American Nazarene takes down Evangel 33-26. Evangel, again, one of the top 10 teams in the nation. They had not lost. They handed, of course, SAGU the opening season loss up in Ozarka, and they get handed their first loss of the season on homecoming. Not what you want to see if you're the Crusaders. Now they're going to have to kind of fight through it all and hope to hang on to that shot to get a playoff spot. You got to be in the top 16, essentially, to make the playoffs. Oh, no, definitely. You have to be in the top 16 to make the playoffs. So you don't want to fall too far if you're them. SAGU up 11 in this one. And it feels like if you're the Rams, it does feel like a win, though. Just giving up 3 points. Like I said, there's only been 2 SAGU drives that they didn't score. They had a fumble and a punt, and that's it. TH kicks it short yet again. This is going to be very short, up to the 37-yard line. And it's just going to be a return of 5, but that'll give them to the 42-yard line. And it feels like after last week giving up a kickoff return for a touchdown, the Lions' approach has just been, sorry, defense, you only have 58 yards of field to work with, but we're not giving up a kickoff return.
Yeah, each time they kick off, it's a squib kick, and they're trying to swarm the ball and get there before the return man has a chance to get loose and get things going.
Donovan Isom back in at quarterback. He's been great today, but some of their biggest plays have come in on option routes with different quarterbacks in. But Isom will step out here, 4 men out, running back to his right. Hands it off to Nisby. Nisby just fighting his way forward to the 49-yard line. That's how they started the game off, really, was on a big run by a solid run by Nisby and then a big touchdown run.
And the quarterback changed the play at the line of scrimmage.
Nisby again, fighting forward for the first down.
And they're getting the run game going, like I just said, that the quarterback changed the play at the line of scrimmage because they're spreading out the SAGU Lions defense so they can attack the B gap and run it down this defense's throat.
Ball at the 48-yard line, 2 straight runs. This is how the Rams started the game out. If they can reestablish that, well, I mean, obviously they haven't had any offensive problems, but they want to, reestablish that run and just keep their dominance going. Play action, quick route in. Oh, almost intercepted right through the hands of Gus Wright, and that is going to be 6 points going the other way.
He did a great job staying at home, not biting on the play action. And honestly, he should have had a pick 6 right there on that play, but a pass breakup would do just the same.
2nd and 10 at the 48-yard line. 3 men to the bottom of your screen, 1 man up top with tight man-to-man coverage. Isom adjusts the play at the line. Hands it off, and that's going to be Dixon. He's just going to pick up 1 yard.
That's good gap integrity by the SAGU defense. The Rams offense tried to spread them out once again and get the run game going off the edge, off the tackle, but SAGU stayed in, played discipline, and got a good tackle.
So now 3rd and 9. Rams need to keep this drive alive. They don't want to hand the ball back over to the Lions. Pressure coming. Isom's going to get it down the field. He's got a man just too far. Falls incomplete and brings up 4th and 9. So now back-to-back drives for the Lions defense when you include the end of the first half that they're going to force Rams punts, and maybe you're seeing the tides change and the Lions defense finally figured this Rams offense out. Northey back to receive the punt at the 10-yard line. Blasser back to punt. He's had a pretty good game punting so far. Made a couple of tackles too. Blasser's gonna get it off. Line drive kick. Oh, that's close to being off a line. Northey's gonna pick it up at the 15. He's around the corner to the 35, up to the 37-yard line. Just like a rocket out of a launcher is Northey. So, all right. Time to go down sideline now. Kristen Urban is with our homecoming king and queen. Kristen, take it away.
Thanks, Matt and Tim. I'm here with the homecoming king and queen. Sierra, what does homecoming queen mean to you?
Honestly, it just means that the student body sees me as something special, which is an honor to me.
Thanks, Sierra, and congratulations. Ryan, how does it feel to be SAGU's homecoming king?
Feels really nice, super special. Honestly, you live day to day not knowing exactly what impact you make on other people, but sometimes there are moments like this that sort of show you that the work you've been putting in is paying off.
Thanks, Ryan, and congratulations. Back to you, Matt and Tim.
Thank you, Kristen, as CJ is going to pick up the ground 7 on a scramble around the corner. Congratulations again to our homecoming king and queen. Nice bouquet there. Pretty fancy bouquet, and I always got to love when you can walk away with a scepter. It just makes a guy feel good when you get a scepter. Don't even know what you do with it. I guess you just put it on your dorm room desk and say, hey, guys, if you want to come, worship my scepter sometimes, I've got it. So congratulations to those two. 2nd and 5. And off to Bledsoe, and he's almost gets corralled for a loss. He's going to be able to fight forward for a small gain.
And once again, like I said earlier, this SAGU offensive line really has to get things going and get a push up front so they can give the running backs an opportunity to read a hole and get more than 2 or 3 yards.
And you see right there definitely was no push up front. That was all Bledsoe surviving. Otherwise, he would have gone down to 40 for a pretty big loss. Instead, it brings up a 3rd and short, 3rd and 3. CJ, well, he was in the pistol, moves the running back to the left side, rolling out immediately. And Samuel Northey gets open down to the 47. It's just pitch and catch for the Lions offense right now.
You see it's a rollout play, and then Samuel Northey, of course, just gets open. This Rams defense is playing cover 1 essentially the entire game. And it's very hard because the offense, all they have to do against the cover 1 is just isolate their best athletes on the defenders.
3 men down, bottom handoff. Bledsoe gets a hole, fights his way forward to the 40, still fighting, going to get knocked forward to the 39-yard line.
And I'm seeing a sense of urgency in Bledsoe. He's starting to run with a little bit more, well, he has like a chip on his shoulder. He's running angry, and I'm loving it.
I mean, in this game where it's going like that, you almost have to compete like that on the field or you're going to get switched out. And you see right here, this time the Lions do win their assignment up front, give Bledsoe that gap. Good job getting extra yards after the initial contact. Carr goes in motion in front of CJ. CJ looks underneath, and now he's going to be corralled down at the 49-yard line. That's going to be, I believe, Diane Petaway, who's going to come in on the blitz just unchecked. Bring CJ down.
And I talked about a con running cover man, but a pro of running cover 1 man is the quarterback has little time to make a decision, and that pocket collapsed quickly, as you just saw.
Brings up a 3rd and 12, and The Lions have faced a couple of long situations and have always been able to convert them in this one. And the Rams really need to stop here. They cannot afford for the Lions to put up any more points before they can put up some points. ZJ back to throw. He's got Northey underneath, and he's going to throw it out into the flat to Free. He's going to drop it. Don't think he was going to go too far with it anyways, but the Rams dial up, get some great coverage, and force a punt. It's going to be the first SAGU punt in quite a while.
And right here you see a tunnel screen that looks like it's going to be ran. Maybe it was a decoy to Samuel Northey and the dump off to Stephon Free, but Stephon Free just wasn't able to come up with the catch and make anything happen there.
Now the Lions are here to punt, and Diamond Williams, now he's working back. Look, he was maybe going to stay up front for a minute there, but now he's working his way back to around the 25-yard line. Tyler Lightbody gets the punt away. Diamond Williams lets it drop, and he's going to bobble it. And he's barely able to hang on for dear life.
He's lucky he did not drop that, because SAGU could have either picked that up and took it in for a touchdown or let the offense set up on the 5-yard line.
Yeah, either way, just, he's had a little bit of problem misjudging where these balls have bounced today. And he's going to come up under this one. I think he's waiting for it to bounce, coming right to him, and just a little bit too late. And yeah, that's a great job hanging on as he's going to get hit almost immediately by Xavier Pittman. Was a Lion briefly down after that play, Joshua DeFogie, but he is now off the field, clutching his left wrist, it looks like.
A lot of times your wrists, you don't really think about it during the play, but after the play you definitely feel it. Your hands and wrists and arms get caught up in between those helmets.
So now the Rams down 11, get the ball back after their defense hands them their first stop in what feels like an eternity. Play action pass, back to throw, over the middle, it's caught, he's free. This could be a 90-yard touchdown pass, and it is going to be dragged out at the 60. Yet again, Lamont Monroe having himself such a game, and Malik Golden was the only one who saved that from being a 90-yard touchdown pass.
And that is great pocket presence by Donovan Ism. And in a 4-3, the con of that is the middle of the field behind the linebackers, in which that post route was right behind the linebackers. And luckily, Malik Golden was a track star there, was able to chase it down.
Either way, it's a 70-yard gain. Handoff on 1st and 10 from the 20. Picks up 4 yards. That is Desmond Nisby back in the game. The two-headed rushing attack of the Rams has been clicking, and that's exactly what the Rams needed after having to punt the last 2 drives. Down an 11-point hole. Puts you right back into the thick of this one. 2 men in the backfield. Handoff again to Nisby. He's going to fight his way forward for just about a gain of 1 or 2. And bring up a 3rd down and probably around a short 4, I would say.
That's a good read by linebacker Gus Wright. He doesn't go with the fast flow. He stays and sits in his alley and waits there and sees it, reads it, and then makes the tackle.
3rd and 4 at the 14-yard line. Ism shouts out instructions to the receiver on the left side. And he's going to roll that way. And he's going to keep it himself and dive forward. It's going to be close, but I think he's going to be just shy of the 1st down. Just kept looking, trying to get the ball off to Nisby, but never had the opportunity.
It was great defensive play, as you saw there, that they played discipline, and he stayed on the pitch man regardless of the quarterback. He knew the quarterback still had the ball, but he stayed on his discipline, and that's what ended up bringing up a 4th and 1.
4th and 1, Rams stay on the field, but they do bring in quarterback Eric Richards into the game. He's been their option quarterback all game, and he's been able to dial up some great option plays. 3 men wide, big 4th and 1. He's going to keep it, go around the corner, and he's going to get dragged down. Landon Jones at the 15-yard line. The Lions defense holds again.
Landon Jones, I said that pregame, you have to watch him being all over the field. He reads this from the get-go. He feels his alley, and he makes a great open field tackle to change the possession.
A little bit too much back to the well too many times, I think, was Richards in the game. The Lions sniffed that one out. What a play by Landon Jones. And now you go back, what a play by Malik Golden.
Yes.
Because you never remember the guy who made the big play on who made the stop on a big play until you hold him out of the end zone. The defense comes up, forces a turnover on downs, and the Lions take over at their own 18-yard line.
Yep, Malik Golden did a great job stopping there and making them earn a touchdown, in which SAGU defense came in clutch.
That's why you never give up on a play, because even if you take them out to one, who knows what's going to happen? You never give up, and Golden didn't give up on that one. Now Collins underneath Northey is going to get his 2 feet in bounds at just at the shadow of the 20.
And of course, these out routes have been the go-to all game for Samuel Northey and C.J. Collins. And Samuel Northey gets 2 feet in bounds, even though he needs one. He just had to show off a little bit.
I want to say it. He has a shot to play in a kind of league where you need 2 feet in bounds.
Yep.
See, he has some of that ability. Rolling out, open. That's Carr. He's free. He's breaking free down to the 40, up to the 45-yard line. And if that isn't just the entire story of this SAGU offense right now, CJ to Carr all afternoon.
Yeah, and they actually got Jordan Purnell off of Jeremy Carr and put Braxton Brown, the cornerback, but Jeremy Carr was still able to get a step and pick up a big first down.
Got to feel a little bit of indication if you're Purnell. Like, see, it's not just me. It's not just me. This guy is just in the zone today. 5 wide for CJ. And into motion comes, let's see, that's a different setup for the Lions.
That's Dakota Gilley,
Dakota Gilley coming into motion. Yeah, and he's your second punt return and kick return guy. You don't see him on offense all that often, but he comes in motion on that one. And
the Rams defense does a good job of keeping outside containment and forcing it to the sideline. You always want to spill those outside run plays.
Probably helps that it wasn't Stephon Free running it too. So the Lions try a little something different with Gilley. No gain. 2nd and 10 as we tick towards 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Just 3 points scored in this quarter after it felt like we were going to shatter every offensive record. The defenses have established themselves. CJ back to pass. He's going deep. Wide open. Bryant Dotson. Oh, he was in the end zone already.
Yep.
He was trying to tell which ref he was going to toss the ball to.
Yeah, C.J. Collins throws a dime here.
And just right through Dotson's hands. The defender fell down, and that is a 55-yard walk-in touchdown. Just grazes through Dotson's outstretched arms.
I mean, there's a receiver theory that they say the easiest ones to catch are the hardest.
CJ, 3rd down. Over to Northey. It's going to be too tall for Northey.
Looks a little bit of contact, but as a former defensive back myself, I think that's just great defense.
It also helps that the ball probably wasn't immensely catchable in that situation. So the Rams defense holds again. After the Lions take over on a turnover on downs, get clicking pretty quick, they're able to make a big stand, and SAGU will be punting again.
And they're only down 11 with 3 left in the third quarter. They still have another quarter.
Oh, no, this is not even close to over. This is an absolute ball game. Just the entire tenor of the game has changed.
Yep.
When through the first 11 minutes, you only have 3 points. Kick is away, and it's not a great one. It's going to roll out of bounds up by the 30-yard line.
And it seems to be as if the first half was all offense. And then now the second half is turning out to be all defense.
And they've done a good job, really, of bending, not breaking. Again, the Rams did that by just giving a field goal. The Lions did it with the 4th down stop. Even though SAGU picked up some yardage there, they're staying home. Jeremy Carr, my goodness, 13 catches, 214 yards, and 3 receiving touchdowns. He did have another big play on that drive, even though it ended in a punt.
Yeah, he's been having his way all game.
Now the Rams, they need some points here. Into the flat. Oh, and just dropped again. That was Lamont Monroe, who had the near 90-yard touchdown on the last drive. If it wasn't for Golden bringing him down at the 20. Unable to haul that one in, and he is upset with himself because I think he saw some turf in front of him for at least a first down.
I think he should be happy he dropped that because Landon Jones had just eyed him coming inside and was looking to take his head off.
Yeah, receivers always think they're going to dodge it. Handoff up the middle. Kind of getting spun forward. And that is Jordan Griffin in at back. And they've established Nisby and Dixon as some great tailbacks, but this time Griffin is able to pick up 6-7 yards, bring up 3rd and 5.
And you're seeing these running backs picking up yards because that Rams offensive line had a great push on the SAGU defensive line.
3rd and 5, ball 37-yard line. Ism, he's forced out of the pocket, and he's going to get a first down and more up to the 45-yard line. Ism's shown off his legs a little bit in these last few drives. Forced out of the pocket, just he's able to find his way forward.
This is play from before. Offensive line got a great push, and then they just got to pick up 7 yards right there.
1st and 10 from the 45. Ism into the flat, and that time it is hauled in. Dancing around is Lamont Monroe. I'd like to see Monroe and Northey go head-to-head in an obstacle course because those guys are so quick and their footwork is so great.
Speaking about his footwork, as soon as he caught that pass, he stopped on a dime because Landon Jones had read it, but he stopped on a dime and changed directions, not corrections.
Picks up 8 and a 2nd and 2. Handoff. Got enough of a gap to fight for the first down is Nisby. Down to the 45-yard line, and looks like we have a Ram shaken up at the end of the play.
And Nisby's becoming a little bruiser. He's understanding leverage. He has a good build, and he's running north and south and running downhill.
That's Jordan Higgins of the offensive line who went down temporarily, and now he's going to jog off the field. Ball down at the 44-yard line, 1st and 10, and Rams offense again kind of clicking here. They were on the last drive, just finally finally got stopped, and that's like we have a timeout from Texas Wesleyan.
Texas Wesleyan, first time out of the half.
2:17 left, and like the whole tenor of this ball game has changed. Score update out in the 4th quarter. Oklahoma Panhandle State still gunning for that shot at Langston, up 21-14 against the Firestorm of Arizona Christian.
And this is kind of irrelevant, but I'm glad to see Oklahoma Panhandle State got a new turf field because last year we traveled there at the latter part of October and it was grass. The grass was dead, and it was just an awful game.
I remember that. I remember that game, watching that on the same broadcast here. Looking across the Sooner Athletic Conference, Wayland and Texas College will start tonight. Meanwhile, Langston has put Lyon away after that. Again, like we said, they're just like slow to the start. Now, if you're Langston, that can't be a long-term strategy because if you walk into the playoffs, play one of these top-tier teams and play like you have been playing in the first quarter, first half, you won't be coming back from it.
No. Because the further you climb in the rankings, the better defenses you play, better offenses you play, and you never want to play behind the 8 ball.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Wesleyan coming off of a timeout. 4 wide. Ism in the backfield. He's going to fake the handoff. Throws it over the middle into traffic. What a catch. What a pass.
He threaded the needle right there. And that's exactly what happens when you keep switching defense. They switch to a 4-3 run and a cover 2. Right here as you see, and as soon as he breaks behind those linebackers, that's the weakness in the formation. And Christian Cross was chomping at the big interception. He got there just a tad step too late.
It's been a few games since he's had one, and it'd be big if he could get one now. We haven't called his name much today at all. I think just a holding penalty is all we called his name for. Going to the end zone, just a little bit too far for the outstretched arms of Brandon Rolfe. He's had a little problems. It's feast or famine with Rolfe. It's either overthrown or it's a perfect pass and he's going for big.
Yeah, and it seems like he's targeted once they've kind of put the SAGU defense to sleep on him on that side, targeting Bryce Bailey because they'll run, pass away from Bryce Bailey, and then they go back to him whenever you think all is well.
Now 5 wide, ball at the 29-yard line, 2nd and 10.
5, the quarterback came in and received right here.
Interesting formation for the Rams, yeah, as they did bring out Eric Richards on the right side. Keep an eye out for that. You could be looking at a trick play developing here. It is a gain of 6 on 2nd down. Yeah, and you do see Eric Richards at the bottom of your screen. He's a quarterback. He's been the running those option plays. Rams been shifting out a lot. He's a long ways out to be considered a trick play threat, though. So it's an interesting setup under center, and that's going to be a 7-yard, making almost a 10-yard quarterback sneak. Ball started at the 23. They're going to fight down to the 15. Great awareness by Ism there, just to see that the defense was not ready for that at all. Get under center and just muscle forward.
Yeah, this is a big guy. Like we said, he is 6'5", 245 pounds. It's like hitting a Mack truck.
We have a Lion down on the field. Try to catch a number on who that is. And I think that's Landon Jones, who's been having a very impactful game thus far. You would hate to lose him, especially as the Rams are reestablishing some offensive rhythm here towards the end of the third quarter. Looks like he was holding onto his arm. The trainers come out to check on him.
I'm hoping it's just a stinger, and it wouldn't surprise me because anytime you hit these big guys with the square part of your shoulder, you just get those nerves in there that, I mean, it's a physical game. A lot of people say football is a contact sport, but I bet there is a collision sport. There's a big difference.
At the moment, though, it is a first down to the 15-yard line. And as we said, the Rams offense is starting to click here. We're looking live again to Oklahoma Panhandle State, Arizona Christian. Jones will come walking to the sideline, and his left arm is definitely hanging a lot of slack right there. Not a whole lot. He's not moving it. He's trying to get to the sideline, so.
Yeah, and that was trouble for him last season, and now I'm just really hoping it was a stinger and nothing like a dislocated shoulder or a broken collarbone. But knowing Landon, you know he's going to do what he can to get right back in the game.
Now the defense faces a challenge on their heels, missing one of their biggest playmakers who's been so huge today. He was the one that disrupted that last drive and made the stop on 4th and short. Now it is Richards in at quarterback. He's going to keep it after a kind of a rough snap and pick up 5 yards. Look, it was too far off to his right. He was just able to pull it in. And you see, I just almost had to catch that like a wide receiver and fight forward for 5 yards before he gets brought down by Kobe Roach. Richard stays in the game. Richard has yet to throw a pass. He's going to roll out on this one. Roach pursuing and is able to trip him up, but not before. Oh, it looks like he is going to be able to stop him just before the first down. Just going to be just shy of the first down.
And that was a great play, but that was great defensive awareness by Kobe Roach. However, he just got him to hesitate a tad bit and then just outrun him to the sideline.
And barring a quick play here, it's not going to matter. It's going to be the end of the third quarter. The only scoring is a 25-yard TH field goal to push the Lions a lead to 11, but the Rams are driving. It's going to be 3rd and 1 at the SAGU 6, and it's almost hard to get your pulse on this game right now because you've had such a quick 180 of how the game was going. It's hard to judge what's going to happen in the fourth quarter.
The SAGU defense really has to lock itself down, and let's hope that junior linebacker Landon Jones can come back in. But the SAGU offense, who came out firing 42 points in the first half, only has 3. They really need to get things going, get the offense back clicking, and put up some points.
Yeah, like I said, when the second half started and the Lions went right down the field and said, I even said, oh, it's like watching the same game, nothing's changed. And from that moment on, everything has changed. Now it's incumbent upon this SAGU defense to make another stand here. They do have the buffer of being up 11, but you know both these offenses can explode in a split second.
In a split second. In the first half, they added 15 seconds back to the clock, and both of us were thinking, well, that's another scoring possession right there.
3rd and 1. We'll see what the setup is here for the Rams.
Landon Jones is back in the game.
Well, that's great to see.
Especially in the red zone. I won't be surprised if the Rams really just try to run it down their throat right here.
It is Ism back in the game. 2 men in the backfield, lines up. Is he going to go for the sneak? He's going to fight forward. It's going to be close. This might come down to a measurement. He's going to get to the 5, and I think that's where he had to get the ball to. The question is, it's going to be one of those nose of the football situations.
Yeah, if somehow it's 4th down, it'll be 4th in the length of a hot dog, because that is very, very close.
And they are going to rule it a 1st down. Now say he had enough, so 1st and goal at the 5. And at least good to see it was Landon Jones right there in on the tackle, almost making the stop. So great to see him out so quickly after leaving the field with an apparent injury, but he appears to be ready to go. Now Ism barking some orders up to his line, making some identification. Puts a man out wide. He's going to keep it off to the side, and the Lions were all over that, and it's a flag. I think they're going to call it legal motion on the Rams.
False start. 77 offense. 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Thought they would have maybe caught them for a little bit of legal motion, putting the man in motion at the wrong time, but instead it's a false start on Cesar Vidania, and it's going to push him back to the 10-yard line.
And you can see at halftime, Coach Hudgens really stressed the discipline of that read option, because they're really starting to hunker down on that.
If you're the Lions, you almost wish the play had gone through. You don't much for a 2nd and goal from the 7 than 1st and goal from the 10. Ism hands it off up the middle. And Nisby still fighting for it down to the 4-yard line. Really looked like he was going to be brought down maybe at the 7 or 8-yard line, but he has just been able to fight through everything. Rams quick back up to the line. Handoff again to Nisby, touchdown. And you can hang on for dear life all you want.
Yeah,
Landon Jones dragged into the end zone. Touchdown Rams, and Desmond Nisby. Yeah, you just can't stop him.
Yeah, he's having a day today, and he's running downhill. He's a smash mouth runner. And the play before, they had some success, and they said, hey, we're going to go right back with it and speed it up and run a no huddle.
Now here comes the 2-point conversion. We've been waiting for a while now because of the earlier botched extra point with the hold. The Rams now will try to go for 2 to get it back within a field goal. The Lions
SAGU.
Call a timeout to try to adjust their defense. This is pretty big right here. Not that we've had to see the Rams set up for a field goal so far, but this would change, the entire setup of the 4th quarter, whether they just need a touchdown or whether they need a touchdown to go ahead or a field goal enough to tie. Another check-in as the Aggies and Firestorm dueling up in Oklahoma. Looks like the Aggies are driving.
And the Aggies actually come to Waxahachie, Texas next weekend.
Next weekend, Oklahoma Panhandle State against the Lions, and that's sure to be a good one. And we've got a great one on our hands right now. 13:55 to go. As you see right there, yeah, OPSU will check in. That'll be the final game of the season, Senior Day. And if you're CJ Collins and Jeremy Carr, how do you top this week for Senior Day? Stats-wise, at least. Obviously, first of all, you got to go collect the win. But stats-wise, it's going to be hard to top what you've done here today. So Ism in for the 2-point conversion. Oh, and it's going to be a direct snap. Richard, he's going to throw it to the end zone. Can't get it down. So a little bit of trickery on the 2-point conversion does not pan out, and the Rams will be stuck at 40.
I'm almost certain on that timeout, defensive coordinator Jared Hudgens definitely told them, be aware of anything, any trickery that they might try to pull right here. And SAGU did, and luckily that receiver was out of bounds.
And you identified earlier Richard coming into the game and how that might be used for a little bit of a trick like that. And that's exactly what it turned out to be with the direct snap. Obviously, Ism slipping off to the right to begin with. Direct snap to the running back. So now CJ Collins and the Lions offense, after putting up 42 points in the first half, just 3 so far here in the second. And now that you've been cut to just a 5-point lead, you got to go back. You got to go tack on another touchdown right here.
And you have to get that sense of urgency. You're in the 4th quarter. This is where games are made, seasons are made, and it's imperative that you get this offense down the field and in the end zone. Not just the field goal. You have to get in the end zone.
Yeah, I don't want to settle for a field goal because that'd still be a 1-possession game. And if you could establish a nice little ball control drive take off 4 or 5 minutes off this clock and go up by 12, you'd feel very glad of where you were. But first and foremost, you got to reestablish your scoring ability. Back to return, of course, Northey and Gilly. And the Lions, a lot of men up front. Maybe it looks like they might be anticipating the chance of a surprise onside.
And keep in mind that this kicker has the wind in his face.
The Rams are showing a very interesting formation, and for a moment there before they split back off to all 10 men wide. It's just going to be a short one. Fair catch called up at the 33-yard line. Oh, careful.
Gary Powell there is used to, he plays defensive end. Last season he played quarterback. So he caught a fair catch, but then the athlete didn't want to just take off and run. But he need to be careful, like you said, because he could have got a flag right there.
Yeah. C.J. Collins, 31-47, 458 yards and 5 passing touchdowns. So he needs 20 yards to break the record he set last Saturday. So the next 20 yards he gets will reestablish the most passing yards in a game for a Lion. The referee's conferring here.
There's no flag for illegal formation on the kick. All the members of the kicking team are on the line.
Okay, a little bit of discussion for, there was some interesting bunch formation going on there for a little bit.
Yeah, and the refs were a little confused because not everyone was set. But the dude that wasn't set didn't cause anything. He wasn't offsides or anything, so it wasn't a big deal.
So the Lions will take up over at the 34-yard line. And speaking of C.J. Collins, he's currently number 5 in the NAIA in passing yards per game. I don't think that's going to change. But who was the last SAGU quarterback to end the season in the NAIA top 6 in yards per game?
I'm going with head coach Ryan Smith. He's a former SAGU alum.
We'll wait on the answer here momentarily. And meanwhile, we got a pitch out right, and Free is going to get dislodged off his feet for no gain. Like I said, CJ currently averaging, I think, 322 yards a game. He's just going to push that average further, and I don't think that he's going to slip any in those rankings, unless someone's out here throwing 600-yard games we don't know about. I'm pretty sure CJ's spot in the top 5 is set, but it's been quite a while since we had anybody in the top 6. So he's trying to set that mark, and we'll find out here in a little while who the last quarterback was in SAGU history to finish the year in the top 6. Carr goes in motion out wide. 3 men out there. He's looking for the screen to Carr, fakes it, throw in deep, and that's going to be overthrown.
I think there was a little miscommunication. I thought Samuel Northey believed he was supposed to go inside, kind of like a skinny post, while CJ was thinking more of an outside release.
Yeah, just a little bit of, definitely a little miscommunication here as he fakes it to Carr, goes deep, and it just falls incomplete, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. So Rams defense sniffing out a quick run and doing a good job of shutting down that that screen. And actually, it's closer to a 3rd and 11 after that loss of yardage by Free on the first play. So it's definitely closer to a 3rd and 11 situation here. CJ, pressure coming in his face, gets rid of it. What a catch by Bryant Dotson. Down to the 48-yard line. Goes up high to get it.
C.J. Collins puts that pass right in the window between the corner and safety because this Rams defense switched from cover 1 man to cover 2. And right here you see C.J. surveying the field. He throws it right in between in that window between the corner and safety.
And just a great job by Dotson to fall into that window. Just know exactly where to stop. 4 men kind of bunched up close to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a handoff to Michael Bledsoe. He's going to bounce off 1 man, go back inside, get drilled. Ball's loose. Ball is loose, and I think the Rams have recovered. That is a Rams recovery as Bledsoe gets blasted, cutting back across the middle of the field. Just could not hang on to the ball. We'll see here who dislodged it. So he's coming, and then into your frame comes number 40 for the Rams.
Jalen King, cornerback, 6'1", 180.
And I mentioned pregame that he had 3 picks on the season. Well, that's as good as a pick. He dislodges the ball as soon as the Lions start a drive. And the Rams take back over at their own 42-yard line, needing a touchdown to take the lead. Ism back to pass. He's going deep. He's got a man. It just falls incomplete, a little bit underthrown. couldn't quite connect with Lamont Monroe. And with all the plays Lamont Monroe's made, if he had connected on a few more of those, he'd be putting up car-like numbers.
In that play before, whenever Michael Bledsoe cut back, that's one thing defensively that the Rams did great, is staying in your alley, because his alley is the cutback, and he came back and made a great play, a big hit, causing a fumble.
Ism surveys the defense. Gonna be a handoff up the middle. Breaking a tackle. Back down into SAGU territory. Desmond Nisby has to be well over 100 yards now.
It's good. The Rams are getting back to spreading out that SAGU defense so they can run off tackle, run to the outside. And Marco Matthews had a good angle there. He just wasn't able to wrap up. And that's been something that's been happening quite a bit this evening.
False start, everybody but the center on this play.
False start. Everyone with the center. 5-yard penalty.
Called it.
Still second down.
Everybody heard the signal but the center, which technically I think should mean false start on the center. Or
First down.
Lack of start by the center.
Yes.
That's still the center's fault, sure. 5-yard penalty back to the 48-yard line. Brings up 1st and 15 as we're under 12 to play in a one-score ball game. Ism facing pressure. He's wrapped up from behind, brought down, and that's Crownover with the sack.
And yet again, you see Belcher in there creating. He got penetration. You see him coming around here.
Yeah, Belcher forces him into the clutches of Crownover. So now it's 2nd and 20. A penalty and a sack have put the Rams facing long yardage. Ism facing more pressure. Here as he throws. Falls incomplete. Eric Berry well covering that one.
And Eric Berry, he plays bandit safety, so he's used to coming down and playing defense against a lot of slots. And he used to play receiver for the SAGU Lions, so again, he understands leverage. He's understanding a route tree, and so he was able to break on that pass and get a PBU.
3rd and 20. Rams needing a big play to keep this drive alive. Ism. Back to pass, more pressure on him, gets it up over the middle and just can't complete it. The pressure forced it low. Receiver DJ Robinson really never had a shot at it. And so some pressure for the Lions on 3 straight plays, all of them a sack and then 2 influences for bad throws.
And that's the tenacity of Jared Hudgens, the defensive coordinator. He wants you to stay disciplined, but he's also going to push your buttons and send heat quite often.
Big stand by the SAGU defense after the Bledsoe fumble. Stalled a drive. Feels like Sam North is ready to go off. High punt, sky high punt. Northey just has to call a fair catch and get it to the 29. That's one way to stop him. Just put it so high that there's no way he has a chance. So Lions offense retakes the field. Just lucky to still be ahead in this one. So time for the answer, and I think you might have already called it. Last SAGU quarterback, Ryan Smith, back in 2004. Now, what's significant about that is, of course, CJ's having to put up mid-300s to be in the top 5. Show how different football was back then. Ryan Smith, he had 244 yards per game, as CJ throws that one a little bit too high. So Ryan Smith, just throwing for 244 yards per game back in 2004, was top 6. Nowadays, that wouldn't be top 50, I don't think. It just shows how much the game has changed. And that was with a 1-10 football team. Not exactly something that hang up a banner for. So he was definitely the lone bright spot for a tough year for the Lions back in 2004. And of course now he's returned home, and at the moment he is coaching up a guy who's shattering every single one of his records that he's ever set. CJ facing 2nd and 10. Takes hand up to Free over the middle to Dotson, hangs on. Oh, if he could have broke that tackle, he was gone.
That was great concentration by Dotson, because that was great defense by the defensive back who was able to get his hand in there. Dotson was just able to rip it away. He came on a quick post route. 40 was right there to do it, but Dotson held on to it.
Yeah, that was Jalen King, the guy that just forced the fumble getting his hand in there, almost breaking it up. But great play by Dotson, and I think that's going to put CJ over the mark for the new all-time passing record in a game. Oh, ball's up in the air. That was dangerous. Jalen King again tips that one up, and that could have been picked off.
Yeah, CJ might not want to pick on him like he was picking on Purnell earlier in the game.
Had some pressure in his face as well. Brings up 2nd and 10. So, yeah, I don't think anybody had quite predicted that the SAGU single-game passing record would last for all of 6 days before it was shattered. Four men out. CJ in the pistol. Freeze out in the flat. He's going to go over the middle. Pulled in by Taurus Hill at the 40-yard line. And every one of Hill's catches is a first down conversion or a touchdown. We've got a Ram down on the field in the backfield. And on the replay, you'll see he's kind of tripped over a guy, but good job by CJ identifying Taurus Hill there.
Yeah, CJ, he's showing veteran status because I believe that a younger quarterback would have saw Free immediately, open in the flat, and would have dumped it off. But CJ stuck in there and waited for the progression for Taurus Hill to get open in the middle.
Yeah, absolutely, because Free would have been an easy 4 or 5 yards, but then you're facing a third down situation. So we do have a Ram down on the field. He was coming in pretty hard on the blitz. It looks like he just tripped over a guy, so another look at the conference standings. Langston's at 5-0 in conference, set to go to 6-0. SAGU looking to push their overall record to 4-2. The Rams looking for that first signature win. Like I said, they got their first win on the field earlier this year against Texas College, but they're looking for that first win that you go, okay, we've arrived as a program, and they've got a shot here today. Of course, SAGU trying to notch their 5th win. Now up on his feet is number 43, Chijoki Iwage, another guy we mentioned pregame as a specialist for bringing guys down for losses. But yeah, SAGU can notch that 5th win. That's another year that you can clinch a 500 record or better. And when you consider the fact that the first time that happened was November of 2012, and now that's just old hat around here, it shows how far this program's come.
The program is going full circle, and one thing that Nick Saban says that I fully believe in is that success breeds success, and SAGU has tasted success, and they're continually building and building upon that.
And I think they actually enjoy it more than Nick Saban, because Nick Saban doesn't enjoy anything.
Nick Saban is a tyrant.
4 wide, first down. Handoff up the middle to Stephon Free. Just gets a gain of 2, and really lately it feels like Bledsoe's been the back to go to. Free's been having some problems getting free off of these guys.
Yeah, and both of these backs, one thing they need to be aware of is ball security going into this 4th quarter. They just coughed the ball up on the pass possession, and now they just need to really be aware of these guys trying to poke their hands in there and strip a ball to cause a turnover.
No setbacks for CJ, 5 wide. Northey goes in motion. Little pitch play to Northey. He's looking for his gap. He finds it. He's going to barrel forward just shy of the first down. Maybe he got it. We'll wait on the spot. Looks like he's going to be down to the 32-yard line. So he's going to be just a bit short.
For a split second, I was expecting Northey to pull the ball up and throw the pass because
it looked like he might have thought about it.
He thought about it. But one thing I love about Northey is, he's not the biggest guy yet. He'll still put his shoulders down for an extra yard or 2.
3rd and 2 at the 32-yard line. Free in the backfield. Carr and Northey in tight. Looks like they might be trying to seal that left side. That's exactly what they're doing. Free goes to the corner. He's not going to get free. Oh, he is going to break free, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to be thrown for a 3-yard loss. The initial pressure came in from Diamond Williams. Free was able to shrug him off, but by that point it was too late. And I think SAGU might have telegraphed this a little bit too much. Do you think?
Yeah, the defense was just able to pick up on that. And even though this play wasn't positive yards, one thing I know Coach Ginner, the receiver coach for SAGU, preaches is a receiver that's able to block. And you see Jeremy Carr there get a good block on the edge. But like you said, the defense read it like a book and swarmed to the football. Maroon
zone territory at the 35-yard line. SAGU will go for it on 4th and 5. CJ rolls out to his right. He's looking, nobody. He's just thrown to the sideline, unable to get it in. Incomplete pass. SAGU will turn it over on downs.
And that's your boy again, Jalen King. He didn't get the interception, but he played great defense on a scramble drill that is very hard as a defensive back to stay with your receiver.
Entire Rams secondary does a great job here as you see CJ rolling out to his right. What are the Rams doing right here?
The Rams right here, as soon as you see a quarterback scramble, defensively you think scramble drill. So you turn and look and find the first dude in your zone or the first man in the opposite color jersey, and you just stay in their hip pocket.
And that's exactly what they did. So a turnover on downs for the Lions. Gives the Rams the ball back, 8:37 to go, just needing a score to take the lead. Ism hands it off, cut into the outside. It's Nisby to the 50, to the 45. And I don't know why you go anywhere else but him after SAGU started bringing the pressure last time.
Especially you see SAGU set up once again in the 4-3 front, and that's when you can attack the outside because that's a weakness of the 4-3 offense. They also saw Landon Jones over there who went down, who isn't the fastest linebacker that the Lions have, so they're trying to attack him right now here in the mid-fourth quarter.
It's definitely pressure cooker time because it's a different game. Before you'd have said we have time for 28 points to get scored. Right now, the game has shifted, and this is a huge drive. Gonna keep it. Ism fights down to the 41-yard line, throwing a stiff arm right into Malik Golden's face.
Yeah, this defense read the read option because it was a read option to either be right up the gut or to the outside, and quarterback number 1 Donovan Ism brings it out there, and they read it well, but that's just a big guy who throws mean stiff arms.
Yeah, it really, he is playing like Jamarcus Russell in college right now, just big guy. He does appear a little bit shaken up on the play. He's gonna kind of jog over to the sideline, and so checking in is Eric Richards. We've seen him plenty of times in this ball game. Hands it off to the outside, gets his block to the corner down to the 32-yard line. That's a secondary running back as well, Jordan Griffin. So Richards and Griffin not been the guys all game, but they come in and create another big play right here.
And defensively, Kobe Roach had the right idea. He read the play right, but he was just blocked a little bit. Looked like it could have been blocking the back, but that was just a great block that set him up to run to the outside.
Ball at the 31-yard line, new set of downs. Richards will stay in the game. Ism will stay on the sideline. Hands on his hips right now. Maybe he's trying to catch his breath. Richards keeps it, cuts back inside, and good job by Roach of tripping him up, but another good job by Richards of picking up a few yards still.
Yeah, I was wondering when Coach Hudgens will start bringing a little bit more pressure, and here he brought 6. He had 6 in the box and brought all 6. Luckily, Derek Shelby was there to trip him up, but he still got 4 or 5 yards.
Gain of 5. And with Richards, so far Richards' only pass has come on the trick play at the 2-point conversion. So if I'm the Lions, you really got to be focused on the run right now, especially since that's what their biggest weapon has been all game with with Nisby in the game. Richard sets up Nisby to his left. Whistle. That's going to be delay a game.
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
And the Rams, just like they took a long time getting that play in. There's a little bit of confusion going on with the new quarterback in the game. Unable to get the play off.
But I agree with you full-heartedly about this defense just focusing on the run because they brought in Eric Richards, who's been running the read option all game, and he has yet to prove himself to you with throwing the ball. So I'd make him prove himself with his arm.
You trust your corners. Trust your corners to win one-on-one matchups. Oh, and he's up the middle, Nisby. It looks like they read a little bit too much that Richards was going to keep that, and Nisby, what a game for him. We've been talking about CJ and Carr all game, but Desmond Nisby is the reason the Rams are in this one. Just a gaping hole.
Yeah, that was just undisciplined play by the defensive end. I know Coach Jared Hudgens is definitely going to bring that up tomorrow on film, and you just can't do that, especially this late in the game. Only up 5 points.
Under 6 to play. The Rams are knocking not only on the door of a score, but of the lead. Ball at the 16-yard line. It is crunch time. Richard Nisby up the middle. You know it's coming. It doesn't matter. Touchdown, Nisby. Putting the team on his back and putting the Rams back in front for the first time since the first quarter. 46-45. 2-point conversion incoming. What do you see here?
Defensively, we were in man. We were in a cover 1 man, and so what that does is isolate Nisby and safety Eric Berry. And when Nisby's up 15, 20 yards at full speed, it's virtually impossible to stop him in the open field.
Rams will go for 2, trying to take the lead by 3. Ism back in the game, looking for a receiver. He's got nobody. Just has to throw it up for grabs out of the back of the ends, off the upright actually. Incomplete.
And he had Lamont Monroe out there in the flat open as soon as he had the pass, as soon as he turned around on the play action. But I guess he just didn't see it, and he just ended up having to throw it away.
A little bit of pressure broke that one up, but the Rams just charged down the field on the back of Desmond Nisby. Take a lead. It is 46-45. And now it's all on C.J. Collins. 5:40 left, fourth quarter, down 1. Look at Nisby there. Like, in the end, Golden's like, why even bother hitting him? It's not gonna. I can hit him so he can drag me into the end zone. He's just absolutely dominant. So the Lions, 5:40 left, down 1. Homecoming Saturday, senior year for C.J. Collins.
Big crowd, they're lively, the band's playing.
Not quite as lively as they were in the first half. It's been a different game, and all credit to the Rams defense through the first 20 minutes of the first 25 minutes now of the second half. They have only given up 3 points, and that came on the first drive of the second half. The Lions offense has been unable to really get going. They had a fumble, failed to convert on a 4th and 5, and now it is all eyes on C.J. Collins and this offense.
If you really think about it, being CJ and just, having an athletic competitive mind, there's not a different situation you want to be in. You actually want that pressure because he wants to solidify himself as, one of the best quarterbacks to come through this program.
And winning a come-from-behind fourth quarter game on homecoming will be one way to do it. Kick is short, fielded at the 24-yard line, up to around the 33.
I believe that's Daniel Costas.
So they're 67 yards from the end zone, a little bit less from TH field goal range. That is the positive about stopping all those 2-point conversions. A field goal would win it. C.J. Collins over 500 passing yards on the game, 513. 5 passing touchdowns, but those all came in the first half. You'd like to add one more right about now. Wesleyan's offside. This is going to be a free play. He's going to go to Dotson. Ball's broken up, but it's going to be 5 yards instead of a 1st and 5.
There seemed to be some type of movement up front. I can't tell if it was
offside. Defense, 99. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Matthew Shelby coming a little bit early, and the Rams, they're jazzed up right now. They're feeling all the momentum. They were behind 45-34. They've scored 2 straight touchdowns. Failed to convert either 2-point conversion, but they do hold the lead. Looking for their first hang-your-hat-on-it win as a program. CJ back to pass, pressure in his face. Jeremy Carr open, first down, and he is being covered by a different guy. They have switched Bradley Klingler onto him, it looks like.
And CJ has a great pocket presence. I mean, that's just his veteran status. He saw the blitz coming from the jump, yet he just sits in there and makes a pretty pass.
CJ calling for the snap. He's back. Over the middle. Throws it with Carr. That was great. With Carr's back to him, let it loose, knew he had it. But we are seeing more success for Klingler on Carr right now.
He's always a lot closer. And he's just a couple inches away from swatting that ball away.
7 yards on first down, under 5 to play. 2nd and 3 at the 47. Bledsoe lays down a good block. That's just going to be thrown to no one in particular. It looks like he was trying to connect with Blaine Rowe, but too many defenders in the area. Rowe couldn't make his move.
Yeah, and that's a pass that you typically see him throw to Blaine Rowe, because Blaine Rowe, like Blaine Rowe likes to say, he's a cowboy, he has the grit. So Blaine Rowe will definitely try to climb the ladder, but it seems like there was some type of miscommunication there.
3rd and 3. Big play coming up here. 4 wide. Bledsoe off to his right. Wesleyan showing pressure. They bring it. CJ under pressure. Rolling out to his left. He's looking for a man. He has nobody. Tipped up in the air. Almost hauled in by Northey. Just unable to bring it in, and now the Lions have a decision to make. 4th and 3 at their own 47. I'm sorry, at the Rams 47.
They were playing man defense, and they played great man defense there, and also had great pressure, forcing C.J. Collins out of the pocket, because C.J. Collins is a great pocket passer. He's not really known to throw on the run as much, and so they made him uncomfortable. But now C.J.'s staying on the field.
They're staying on the field, 4th and 3. The Rams sideline is on their feet, going nuts. The SAGU players are beckoning to their crowd. Big play here. Lions need a conversion. C.J. back to throw. He's got time. He's got a man. First down, Jeremy Carr.
That right there is just chemistry 100%. Senior quarterback C.J. Collins, senior receiver Jeremy Carr. They've been doing this the past 3 years here at SAGU, and big players make big plays.
That's exactly what that was. Carr just doing a little cutback route. Gets open down to the 39-yard line. Huge conversion as we approach 4 minutes to play. C.J. Pressure coming from his right, throws over the middle. That's going to be a penalty. I think Bradley Klinger thought the ball might have been tipped. And he just wraps his man up, but it was not. And that's going to be a penalty on the Rams.
Because the rule is, if it's tipped, then that's not pass interference, but it wasn't tipped.
Pass interference before the defense. Spot foul, automatic, first down.
I think he saw the pressure come on C.J., the ball come out awkwardly as he was hit, and just thought, what pressure C.J. was facing here. That's a dangerous throw. And I think he thought free play, wrap up the receiver, which is usually a smart move, but that time it gives SAGU a free play down to the 31-yard line and a new set of downs. Rams are offside. Here comes another free play. C.J. going to the end zone. Torres Hill. No, he did not. No, he did not. Oh, he did not.
Oh, my gosh. I stood up. I was out of my seat.
He did not. But, oh, did he almost.
Yeah.
Oh, he almost haul in an amazing catch. Either way, SAGU will pick up 5 free yards here.
There's all the plays, they complete pass. Offside, defense, number 71, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Oh, I don't know.
That was close.
I don't know. Looks at the ball. The ball came out at the end of the play. Ball came out. Unable to corral it in. But if he had, what a play that would have been.
And not to take away from Torres Hill, but Blaine Rowe was wide open at the bottom of the screen.
1st and 5 at the 26 after the penalty. Northey goes in motion. Underneath the Northey, unable to break free, gets thrown loose. And as you said, that tunnel screen, they've been doing a good job identifying that as of late.
Yes, that was a great play call. However, the SAGU offensive line, as you see here, just wasn't able to get out quick enough and get that block. And that's number 7 for the Rams, Michael Miller, who read that and made a great play screaming downhill as soon as he read it.
Michael Miller had the fumble recovery early in the game that gave the Rams some huge points. 3:20 to play, 2nd and a long 5. CJ under the middle to Carr. That's going to be close to another first down.
I'm really impressed with the play calling by Coach Ryan Smith. You have stacked receivers right here, and you know that these defensive backs have to communicate who they're going to switch on, and they're not able to communicate that quickly for a 5-yard out.
It is a first down, and even more so right now, you're taking time off the clock. You're not going down the field too quickly. You're now under 3 minutes to play. You're just kind of working your way down the field to where if you can take a lead now, you're not going to leave the Rams with a whole lot of time. 4 wide. 3 to his right. C.J. Collins looking for the comeback win. Almost intercepted. Almost a disaster for the Lions. Jalen King almost comes up with this interception. C.J.
They tried to run a little pick route there, and he just got held up a tad bit, and C.J. was lucky right there that they did not pick that off.
Very lucky, because that was Jalen King was the only player with a chance to catch that one. 2nd and 10, 2:45 left, ball on the 21. What more could you ask for homecoming Saturday? You got a matchup between 2 longtime university rivals. You got a shootout. You got defense, offense. You're getting your money's worth today, folks. CJ over the middle. Caught! Touchdown, Dotson! How did he catch that? How did he stay on his feet?
I do not know.
What a play by Dotson. I didn't think there was a chance in the world he was hauling that in, but Dotson hangs onto the ball, stumbles forward to the end zone, touchdown.
As you see CJ surveying the field, he throws it right into coverage. Brian Dotson just as an athlete there, makes an unbelievable catch and still finds his way into the end zone.
Big two-point conversion here to try to push the lead back to 7. As Bradley Klingler was all over that. I have no idea how Dotson hauled that in. Lions scored their first touchdown. This is a big two-point conversion. CJ looking for his man, throws it, caught, touchdown, 2 points, Northey. Lions back up by 7.
Now the Rams have to go down and score. They have 2.5 minutes left. So this SAGU defense right here, this is a statement right now. The SAGU defense has to come out and make a huge statement. As you see here, this is Samuel Northey with the pivot route. That pivot route is dangerous. It's deadly because, especially here on a 2-point conversion late in the half, it's a close game. You just want to jump that route as a defensive back. He's just a little over-aggressive. Right there, Samuel Northey was able to get the completion.
Does a good job spinning off of it, and they said that's big because now touchdown just ties the game. Before, touchdown would have won it. Rams still have plenty of time. 2 timeouts, 2:38. Their offense has shown every capability of getting down the field, but what a drive by C.J. Collins, converting 4th downs, 3rd downs, working his way down the field, and then trusting his receiver to make a play at the end there with Dotson.
You can't expect anything different from a senior. You know, last season in the conference championship late in the game on a 4th down, we didn't complete that pass, and that's been a sour taste in quarterback C.J. Collins' mouth all summer, all off season, even at the beginning of the season. And now he had a chance to go down and redeem himself, and he has. Now he puts it on the SAGU defense. What can they do here late in this game?
SAGU defense hasn't been awful this half. They just gave up those 2 touchdowns. One came on a pretty short field. And they have 1 turnover on the game, and it just came on a botched play by the Rams. I think it's time for the defense to make their statement, take the ball away, and ice this win. TH kicks it, kind of a squib kick. It's going to bounce. It's loose, picked up by number 31, out of the 30, up to the 35-yard line. Still driving forward up to probably the 37, 38-yard, up to the 39. So just able to keep fighting forward. SAGU's kickoff coverage still could use a little bit of work.
Yeah, he fumbled it a tad bit. He picked it up and got what he could get. But he stays up and pushes the pile. And those plays always scare me, how long they allow them to keep up and everybody coming in and hitting each other.
At some point, you're like, you're being that guy, you're like, don't blow the whistle on to gain yards. But also you're like, if you want to blow the whistle, I'm about to have my knees taken out.
Yep.
And that was all him pushing the pile, too. That was all number 31 for the Rams, David Allen, pushing the pile. There wasn't anybody helping him. That was all his own strength. So now Ism is in, 2:28, 2 timeouts left, down by 7, looking to try to push this game into overtime. And why change anything? Hand off to Nisby, and he's going to get brought down. Gain of 2. Keandre Belcher in on the stop.
And that was a great pressure by defensive end number 55, Sean Minshew. He got in there, was able to just get enough pressure in there to where they could come up with the stop.
Ism back to throw. Got a man underneath, waits, looks him off, throws it a little bit too high, almost intercepted. Overthrown and almost picked off. That'd have been Eric Berry.
Yeah,
he got a Ram hurt, and that's number 80, Brandon Rolfe, made some big plays in this one.
Yeah, I know I saw 2 drag routes running towards the middle of the field, so it wouldn't surprise me if there was some kind of collision there.
That's exactly what it looked like. Just a very, anytime you run across the field like that, you really run a risk. Catch the replay here. Rolfe is coming across, and yeah, he's just going to catch, looks like he's going to catch Kristen Cross a little bit on his left thigh there. Is able to get up and off the field, though. Brings up a 3rd and 8, 2:04 left.
Defense really needs to cause a 4th and 8 right here. You don't want to give them a 4th and 3, 4th and 4, because they've been running the ball at will.
If you're the Rams here, and that's the thing, as a defense, since you know you're in 4-down territory, you can't discount a run, and you can't discount it going for big because you got Desmond Nisby in the game. Crowd is making some noise here at Lumpkin Stadium. Ism will hand it off to Nisby, breaking loose. He's got a 1st down to the 48-yard line of the Lions. How much confidence do you have in your running back where you can run on 3rd and 8, pick up a 1st down?
Especially late here in the game, late 4th quarter, you're down a score and you hand the ball off. That is unheard of.
Under 2 minutes to play. Quick snap, Nisby is going to get down to the 45-yard line. There is a flag. Rams might not have been fully set yet, or honestly, it might have been the Lions. The Lions trying to get some substitutions in. We'll see what the call is. It will stop the clock at 1:49.
Yeah, SAGU defense wasn't set. Luckily, Keandre Belcher could slow up Nisby a tad bit so they could finish off the tackle.
Substitution infraction. 12 men on the field defense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Heads up play by Ism, getting the snap off to get a free 5 yards. And you see right there trying to get off the field for the Lions. Number 45, Derek Shelby, trying to get off, but he was that 12th man. Free 5 yards, 1st and 5 down to the 43-yard line. Ism back to pass. He's pressured. He's dragged down at the 50-yard line.
That's great pressure. And defensive coordinator Jared Hudgens told me earlier in the week that he's going to bring pressure.
Texas Wesleyan, second time out of the half.
Gary Powell is the one who gets in there on the sack. Huge sack, pushes back to 2nd and 12. Ism's slow getting up, forces the Rams to burn their second timeout to stop that clock. Minute 39 to play.
And that's huge for the SAGU defense.
And again, it pushes him back to the 50-yard line. Rams still have plenty of time. Still, the clock is not quite a factor yet.
That was a very aggressive play call by Jared Hudgens because typically he'd run a cover 1 here. He ran a cover 0. And what that means is he sent 6 on a blitz while everybody else is manned up across the field. So there's nobody roaming free. It's mano-y-mano for all the receivers. And luckily, the defense was able to get in there and get a sack.
I think he's seen that when he puts the pressure on the quarterback, Ism has not been able to make any throws under pressure. He's made some nice throws, but none under pressure. So as long as he can establish any sort of pressure, he trusts his corners to make the plays, stay on their guys, and trusts the defense to force an errant throw. 2nd and 12, ball right at midfield. Rams down a touchdown. No setbacks for Ism. Sets up, throws it into the flat. It's intercepted! It's intercepted! He's going to go down to the 35-yard line.
That's Kobe Roach.
Kobe Roach might have just put the icing on the cake on homecoming Saturday.
That's junior Kobe, defensive back Kobe Roach. Last season, he led the Lions in tackles, and now here, he got an interception to what could be the dagger for this Rams offense.
He read Ism's eyes the whole way. Ism pivoted. He saw the man falling into the soft spot of the field, just sprints through, and with the Rams down to just 1 timeout, that should be the dagger on this one. The Lions defense comes up huge. After you give up 46 points, you want to leave with a good taste in your mouth. A sack and a pick is one way to do it. As the Lions should be able to just kneel down and run the clock out now. The Rams do have 1 timeout. So maybe just run a little bit of time off the clock here. They will hand it off to Bledsoe, who will fight forward to the 29-yard line. Rams will use their final timeout with 1:24 on the clock.
And Bledsoe, who fumbled early in the game, he needs to make sure that...
Timeout. Texas Wesleyan, the final timeout of the half.
He needs to make sure that he has that ball security because it's imperative right now.
So they can't quite run the clock out with exclusively kneel downs. You almost have to, so you do have to hand it off and make the play last a little bit longer, and they should be able to run the clock out and hang on to a thriller at homecoming here, homecoming 2018. The Lions led by as many as 12 in the second half. The Rams took the lead by 1, and then just a classic, unforgettable C.J. Collins led drive puts SAGU ahead, and at the moment it looks like Kobe Roach might have just put this one away as the crowd is loving it. Back into the game. It was feeling dicey there for a minute.
That was a great defensive read by Kobe Roach. They were playing a zone there, and he read it the entire way. He had hooked the curl. He saw a curl, and he went and got the ball.
And off Bledsoe. He's going to be brought up just shy of the first down, but he keeps the clock moving. Play clock will start rolling, and that should be the extra time burnt on the play that you need.
And the offensive line got a great push there. They had a trap block. So, yeah, it's 3rd and 1. And I see them getting the first down right here and putting the game away.
Under a minute to play. SAGU put up 42 points in the first half. Just 11 here in the second, but it was the last 8 that mattered. As C.J. Collins will just set up in victory formation as the clock will go under 40 to play. All he has to do is kneel down, and he does. He caps off an unbelievable, simply unbelievable statistical Saturday here. Puts up 53 points, tosses 6 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion. We'll get his final yard stats here in a little bit, but they're going to be absurd as the Lions outlast a furious Texas Wesleyan attack led by the ground game of Desmond Nisby. Puts up 46 points. Any given Saturday in the Sooner Athletic Conference, and the Rams almost spoiled homecoming, but the Lions are the ones who are going to hang on for a 7-point classic.
And that was a great defensive statement because they've been bending all game and breaking at some points, but here in the clutchest point when they needed it, they got it done.
719 total yards for the Lions. I said the Rams needed to keep it to 400 to win. They didn't even come close, but they still almost won. That's how good their offense was today. 632 total passing yards. Now, not all those are CJ's. Yeah. Don't forget, Sam Northey opened this game up with a touchdown pass. So CJ can't lay claim to all 632 of those, but I think it's going to be around 560 then, with where he's finally going to be at. What a marvelous offensive outing, you know, especially in the first half. Everything was clicking on all cylinders, and then when it mattered most, you had not been able to produce anything in the second half, settle for a field goal, turn the ball over. You come through big with a statement, a not quite a swan song for C.J. Collins yet, but he's playing the final few notes of his SAGU career, and that's a good one right there.
Yeah, I think it's very important for this program because last week they got upset by Lyon College in Arkansas. So for them to be down, especially late in the fourth quarter, and be able to pull this one out, I know it definitely is boosting morale and is making them feel good right about now.
Yeah, it was an absolute morale boost of the final drive. And like I said, for the defense, gave up a lot of yards, 266 yards on the ground, give up 46 points. But when you can walk away and say, hey, our last 2 plays were a sack to force them into a long situation, and then Kobe Roach with the QB read of the year, picking the pass off to put the game away. SAGU will have nothing but smiles today. They still have 2 games left, but at the moment, they've moved their season to 5-3, and have got to feel great about what they gave the big, exciting home crowd here for homecoming Saturday.
Yeah, offense definitely sold tickets, and defense really helped close this game out. The fans, they have to be pleased.
Like I said, you can't complain about what you saw. Anytime you walk away and you saw 99 points in a football game and a home team win, that's all that matters. So Lions move to 5-3 overall, and they're going to be 3-2, I believe, in conference play now. Or 4-2 in conference play. And we will hear in just a moment from our player of the game. You don't have to even guess who that is. The Lions do move to 5-3 overall, 4-2 in conference play. And again, what a great game here today. You know, obviously, what Texas Wesleyan is showing how close they are right now. How close they are to, again, if we talk about that bunch between OPSU and Lyon, might as well put Texas Wesleyan in that stack because they are right on the cusp of becoming a top-level competitor here in this conference. And obviously they're not going to love the result, and it's going to feel like a long 40-minute drive back to Fort Worth, but they should be excited about the program that they are building on. And this time next year, it's going to be interesting to see what these Lions-Rams games look like. So let's go down to the field now where Kristen Urban is with our player of the game, C.J. Collins. Kristen, take it away.
How was SAGU able to ultimately come out with the win?
We came in with a game plan, and overall we executed. We moved the ball well. Team played great. O-line blocked amazing, and receivers made good plays.
How do you plan on carrying this momentum into your next game against Oklahoma Panhandle State?
Oklahoma Panhandle State's a good team. We had to go back to the drawing books and make another game plan and make some more plays.
Thanks, CJ, and congratulations. Back to you, Tim.
Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, CJ. Again, our player of the game. You saw right there, 561 passing yards.
Unreal.
6 touchdowns, a 2-point conversion. Just an absolutely dominant game. So final thoughts, Matt. Give me your final thoughts on this one right here.
You know, it was a dogfight, and it's for a second-year program, Texas Wesleyan. They have nothing to be ashamed about. They went toe-to-toe with a high-powered SAGU offense and a defense that had been making plays and causing turnovers throughout this entire season. But there's definitely things on defense, especially the running game, that they really have to sharpen up on, especially next week, because Oklahoma Panhandle State, which is a great ball club that is actually ahead of SAGU in the conference standings. You know, it's imperative that they get these disciplines going and just get ready for a slugfest next week.
Still a chance to close out the year at 7-3, maybe make some noise in the NCCAA. So still a lot of football to be played, and we will cap off our broadcast season next Saturday as the Lions will host the Aggies from Oklahoma Panhandle State. And if it's anything close to this one, you're not going to miss it. So 2 p.m. next Saturday. Pregame show start around 1:40. So be back here next Saturday on the SAGU Sports Network. From all of us here, our director, John Cookman, our amazing student crew offering you all these awesome angles that you're getting to see some replays of right now. Matt Williams, sideline reporter Kristen Urban. I'm Tim Roberts. Have an amazing Saturday, everybody. Lions win 53-46.